I have faith that the Constitution will be saved as prophesied by Joseph Smith. But it will not be saved in Washington.
No, Ryan. This is Travis Wayne Goodsell. It would not be a good idea to have a third party. You had difficulty understanding what I was warning about. The Constitution was written before Thomas Jefferson's first created party government. There have been party governments in history, but for America, after having declared independence and created the Constitution, Thomas Jefferson was the first one to have a political party to have candidates from the party run for office. You were not listening, you were not paying attention. The Constitution is supposed to be a constitutional republic. It is not supposed to be communist. And that's what you're promoting by having a third party. You're promoting communist government, that the dominating party wins. You're also falling into the trap set by psychiatrists with the dichotomy and non-dichotomy categorization system. By creating a third party, you turn a bipartisan dichotomous government into a spectrum non-dichotomous party government. And that's bad. Communism is a failed government system. That's why we denounce it here in America. It's a failed system because party governments favor the party. And if you're not a part of the party, you get discriminated against in society as well as in government. That the party acts on behalf of the party and benefits the party rather than the people, even though they claim, oh, we're for the people, we're for the working class, and blah, blah, blah. No, they lie. It's for the party. To maintain party control of the government, they have to always support and defend the party over the people. Because if they actually give rights to the people, their party will one day dissolve, be non-existent. As fascism is the typical organization that steps in to crush it and then crush the people. And so, yeah, we don't want communism. And the Constitution specifically orders not to have communism. Article 4 says we're supposed to have a republican form of government, which communism is a republican form of government, a socialist republic, but Article 6 clarifies which form of a republic we're supposed to have, which is a constitutional republic. You're Mormon, you know about the laws of Mosiah when he gave up the kingdom for the reign of the judges. The laws of Mosiah were the constitution by which the judges ruled upon. That's the kind of government we're supposed to have. And this was the plot to destroy America, was using the art of wars, infiltration, dividing the people, rising up to the power, and taking over the leadership of the government to destroy and control everything. So no, we don't want a third party. Then you go on to talk about wanting the cougar to be the mascot. Ryan, you must be a young man, a young Mormon boy, because cougar in American society is well known as a MILF. If you don't know the acronym for MILF, good for you. who preys on young men. So no, we can't have a cougar as the mascot. BYU already has that, but because they breed them young, there's not as many cougars there. So no, you don't want the cougar as a mascot. Another Utah high school wanted to rename a school, or a new school was being built and they wanted to give it a name, and they wanted the phoenix bird as the symbol until somebody brought it to the attention of the school leaders that the plural of phoenix sounds very similar to a male genitalia area. And so everybody freaked out, and we can't have that for teenage boys and girls. So same thing with cougar. So no, it would not be badass. Utah already has become a purple state. We're not fully aware of it yet because Utah is still segregated with Operation Red Map. Utah was already well on top of gerrymandering. But under Trump, we're witnessing Mormons rising up against the church. When the church orders the government to make a law or change a law, the people rise up immediately and say, hell no. I did the video yesterday about several incidences here in Utah that Mormons have risen up against the church for. And so, Utah is changing. With Mia Love getting voted out was part of that example. So go back, watch my hour-long video again, pay close attention. The Book of Mormon talks about two party groups, Lamanites, Nephites, and they war against each other. And from among the Nephites came the Kingmen and the Gadianton robbers, who wanted to establish a monarchy among the Nephites, destroying the constitution of the law of Mosiah and the reign of judges, and establish a monarchy again. And so no, we do not want party organization. And again, I remind you, as a Mormon, President Benson talked about the Constitution a lot. In a BYU devotional, he gave a talk that he later gave in conference, but at the BYU devotional, he added a line that he took out for General Conference. And it's because of the controversy that it caused, because Mormon prophets are seen as prophets, and so when they say something, people automatically rush to say, it's a prophecy of the Lord. He said the Constitution will hang by a thread, as Joseph Smith said, and then added, but it will not be saved in Washington. And then he goes on to talk about good people in America that will save it. And that went contrary to Joseph Smith's prophecy. Depending on who was recording it, it was either an elder in the singular sense or the elders of the church, would save the Constitution. And so Benson was saying it wasn't going to be the church. When you understand that I'm an LDS critic and that Brigham Young had murdered Joseph Smith in order to establish a kingdom with a monarchy as he fled America, you realize that the church of Brigham Young is in apostasy. And because it's in apostasy, it's not going to fulfill Joseph Smith's revelation, is it? Thus, Benson knew this and said that good people in America would do it. That was a sad realization for me, having been born and raised Mormon, going on 50 years, and realizing when I did research on the church history that this isn't God's church. And that explains why the church is following Lucifer's plan of happiness, taking away agency, giving a whole list of commandments and standards and whatever they want to call it to mask it. But this is why Mormons have not risen up to say, no, America must be saved. That's what Joseph Smith intended. That's why he organized what he called the church. It was supposed to be an army of Israel to go up against the kingmen who were going to threaten America. 1826, they slowed it down. They had it moved underground. But Joseph knew it was going to rise again, and thus the Book of Mormon. So, no, we don't want party government. We don't want a king to be acquitted of his crimes. And we definitely need a restoration of the government and the religion. And so, again, that was the plot to destroy America. You were not listening. Oh, so yeah, I'm not going to approve your message. This video is your reply.